April 2nd, 2022, a day after the April Fool's Day. When you hear all these stories, what's been going on, when you look on social media or if you turn on whatever your news outlets, channels, whatever you're using nowadays, you have to kind of like question, is this April's Fool's Day joke or it's real? No, most of this stuff is real. The joke is on the working class, the joke is on us, the joke is on you. That's what's been going on, and I just want to cover this insanity that's going on in the treasury bond market right now. And if some of you are not familiar with, I'll explain it in a simple way. Like basically when you see a 5-year yield on a treasury bond yielding higher than the 30, then you know there is a complete mess happening in the economy. When you see the 2-year yield inverting with the 10, basically it is higher than the 10, then you know that the recession is here or it's coming within maybe 6 months up to a year. We already had the 2 to 10 year yield inversion a few months ago, actually a few years ago it happened, but what they did is they started to engage in these repo markets, which is basically like nothing but scam, what they did with repos. And this is when I knew that there is probably not much time I have left to start preparing, which was in 2018. Right now, like I said, all these inversions are happening in the bond market. It's a complete mess. And like I said again, if you're not familiar with this and if you're not sure what it means, just look at it. Like I said, it's a complete mess in the entire system, because who in the right state of mind would tie up their cash with, let's say, government's treasury bonds on 30 years for 30 years when you can get a little higher yield on 5 years, while the rate of inflation is way higher than the yield even on a 5-year. It's way higher. It's like 6% higher. And that's the number that they're giving us for the CPI at 7.9%. You know it's true when the rooster says so. So again, the rate of inflation is way higher than the 30-year treasury yield, meaning if you think of it as interest coming back to you, like you're basically profiting a little bit, pocketing on holding your cash with them, with the government. While the 5-year is higher than the 30. I mean, you can't really, you don't need to go to any MBA school. You don't have to be a doctor. You don't have to be whatever, economist. You don't have to be extra bright here to understand that this is a complete shit show developing right before our eyes. And in between all this, they continue to print currency to infinity and beyond. They are not stopping with QE. They're talking about QT, using all these whatever fancy words, quantitative tightening. They're not tightening anything. If you go from 4.5 trillion printed since this scamdemic started to maybe 4.3 trillion or whatever, that's not tightening. We, the people, working class, are paying for this through inflation, and inflation is taxation. Ironically enough, the oligarchs, the 1%ers in the unfortunately divided states of America got richer $4 trillion. And that's the exact amount that they printed. Trump and, I almost said Putin, Trump and Biden printed since the scamdemic started. So if they print, let's say, keep the math simple here. If they print $1,000, okay, $900 goes to them, $100 goes to you. Just look at it this way. So 1% gets the 99% of the currency printed, and the 99% gets 1%. And they use that currency that they have infinite amounts. It's endless, okay? It's a bottomless pit, because it's backed by nothing, by faith besides faith and confidence, which is now eroding as we speak. They can print it to infinity and beyond and use that currency to buy real things with. That's why you hear Bill Gates is buying up land all over the country. Bezos, all of these guys are buying real things while telling you you will own nothing and be happy. I hope, like I said, none of this is, I wish this was the April Fool's joke, but it is not. This is reality. The distortions in the markets, in society, in what's going on, and the way the dollar is and has been weaponized, and now all these countries are starting to really take charge in so many ways to get away from the dollar and everything that's been going on. It is happening fast, and for a lot of you who continue to ignore this elephant in the room, that things are going to get a lot worse before they get better. You will be wiped out. You will be out there basically like zombies looking for things because you are not paying attention. You are just being complacent, and you are sitting on your hands and waiting for the government to help you. Sensor lights, motion sensor lights, firearms in every room, in, of course, a very secure place. Guard dogs, gold, silver, and watch zombies walk around. And have a cold beer while at it. It's the only way. Obviously, I talked about getting away from the cities, but a lot of people cannot pull the trigger. They just don't have it in them. They think, like I said, that's the only solution because they're tied up for their job. They don't want to take a pay cut. They don't understand if they go in the country somewhere, they might be paying $1,500 for rent or mortgage instead of $4,000 or whatever. In some cases, way higher than that. So if you take a pay cut and you can maybe work remotely or get a different job to get somewhere safer, probably will be a lot wiser. Look what's going on in Sri Lanka right now. I have some videos I'll post it. One of my friends on Twitter posted it because of the currency implosion. I mean, all of this is happening, guys. If you think that the almighty dollar is going to continue to shine and weaponize the whole world forever, it is not going to happen, okay? It is just not. And as I always said, I'm not betting against the dollar by holding hard tangible assets. The dollar is betting against me. I'm just looking at protection and trying to make sense out of this nonsense. We'll talk soon. I'm out.